All right, so my name is Michael Cimarusti. We're here at Providence Restaurant in Los Angeles, California. Well, I've been cooking professionally since I was, 17 years old. I've been living here in Los Angeles for about 30 years, and we opened Providence about 17 years ago. You know, we mainly cook fish here at the restaurant, and that came about because I'm really a lifelong fisherman, and that passion for fishing and the sea just kind of slowly evolved into a profession. My philosophy here really is to work exclusively with wild seafood. That is when it comes to fin fish. You know, dry aging is sort of a phenomenon that in recent years has gotten much more important, especially in the world of seafood. It's much more prevalent now than it ever was. And so I'm kind of, a new adoptee to the practice. But using the dry ager has, really kind of like opened my eyes to the possibilities that come with, dry aging fin fish. What I find dry aging reveals in most fish is, obviously fat, and then secondly, of course, flavor. I have a perfect example of this is we have a fisherman that we work with up in Santa Barbara by the name of Eric Hodge that brought us some incredible ikejime halibut caught here in California on his boat up in Santa Barbara. Through the process of dry aging and the evaporation that occurs with the water leaving the flesh, it revealed this incredible amount of fat that I've, as I said, never seen before in California halibut. So I have to say, like, that was probably my what really turned my head when it comes to dry aging and made me a true believer. Having the dry ager has enabled us to take more fish in at one time. I'll take as much as I can possibly hold at once, which oftentimes is 200 or 250 pounds. And we'll split it up between the couple of dry agers that we have and hang the fish for, several days before we start using it. And once we do use it and we cook the fish on the grill, the quality and the flavor of the meat was just, head and shoulders above what we had experienced before we used the dry ager. We have hiramasa, we have saba, we have the swordfish. So we have all sorts of species of fish up there that were just, just kind of waiting for the right day or the right time to pull them and add them to the menu. Because now it's not just so much like we're trying to find just the absolute freshest product available and serve it right away. Now we're like trying to find the absolute freshest product available and trying to decide when is just the right time to serve it. And that, again, is just something that, before it wasn't really part of our repertoire, and I'm so happy that it is now.